If you are looking for a wallet-friendly portrait lens, this is, for the money, the best lens that you can buy at the moment, I think. It's sharp, it's well built, it's compact, it has autofocus. It's something that you could buy today and use for senior portraits or engagement photos tomorrow and charge money for it. This is the TT Artisan 75mm f2 for full frame, and it is an absolute steal. In fact, it's $199 on Amazon right now, but TT Artisan has this new lens on sale, and with a coupon, it's an unbelievable $153 shipped to your door. It comes in a black box with a warranty card and a user manual, plastic front and rear lens caps. The rear one has a USB-C port for firmware updates and a funky, slightly squared off rose petal lens hood. The lens is all aluminum and glass in construction. From what I can tell, it feels very well built, somewhat heavy for the size, 328 grams to be precise. Metal mount at the rear, electronics, no weather sealing though. The aperture ring is nice and clicky from f2 to f16, and then a very light click puts it into auto. The manual focus ring is metallic, very smooth, well done, although I suspect that most won't use this. Around the front is a medium-sized front lens element, TT Artisan logo, AF75 2ED, minimum focus of 2.46 feet, and a 62mm filter thread. Inside there are 10 elements in 7 groups and a 9-bladed diaphragm. Autofocus is handled by a lead screw stepper motor. It's a good-looking lens no matter which camera you put it on, and from a build standpoint, I don't think anyone will be disappointed. Now let's take a look at some sample photos with this lens on my Sony a7C. All of these are straight out of the camera, unedited, ready, set, go. So in terms of optics, I would rate this lens above average with no huge deal breakers. Sharpness in the center of the frame wide open is great, as is sharpness in the corners. It's just a little bit worse. But for portrait work, the corners don't really matter most of the time. And if they do, stopping this lens down to about f4 helps a lot. The colors and contrast levels are excellent. There is a little bit of pincushion distortion and a slight bit of vignetting, but this is easily fixable if it bothers you. Personally, I found the images great straight out of the camera without corrections. Flare performance is not amazing. This lens does have some strong flaring and ghosting with bright light sources, and the lens hood, as weird as it is, doesn't seem to have much of a positive effect. Chromatic aberration, on the other hand, is quite well controlled. It still exists, especially on out-of-focus areas, but it's controlled better than a lot of other lenses out on the market. The bokeh is good. It doesn't have any huge flaws. At times there is a slight outlining with bright light sources, and it does cat eye into the edges and the corners, but overall I found it pleasing and well done. You get an incredible amount of subject separation to make your subject stand out from the background. In terms of autofocus, my copy of this lens performed quite well. For photos, I had about a 98% accuracy. The focusing was fast, quiet, not silent, but definitely very quiet. For video, however, this lens has a lot of focus breathing, and it doesn't seem quite as quick as it is in photo mode, so I wouldn't recommend this for that, although you could get away with it if you had some patience and you wanted to. I've read some reviewers did have some problems with autofocus accuracy, and that could be due to previous firmware, I'm not sure. But again, my copy has been solid since the first photo that I've taken with it, and I haven't touched the firmware at all. So in summary, I have to reiterate what an incredible value this lens is, even if you buy it for your APS-C camera. In fact, here is a quick little comparison between this TT Artisan lens and what I consider the sharpest 75mm APS-C lens currently on the market, the Viltrox 75 f1.2. Now both lenses at f2, take a look at the center of the frame, and here is the corner. Is the Viltrox a little sharper? Yes, but is it enough to justify spending nearly 4 times the price for the lens? That is up to you. And add to the fact that this is a full frame lens and you get the idea. I'd consider this on par with the performance that you get from the Sony 85mm f1.8, which is a $600 lens. And again, this TT Artisan can be yours for $153 US shipped to your door. This is one of those rare situations where I think they may have underpriced it. What a time to be alive. You can buy an older full-frame Sony camera body now for around $500. Add this lens for $150-ish. For about $650, you have an incredible portrait setup. Anyway, that is going to be it for my review. I'll leave links to this lens down in the description and in the comments. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.